All right, geometry guys, this is the beginning of Unit 7. All right, and this is going to be pretty heavy on circles. So you're going to know the ins and outs of every little part of a circle, okay? So be ready for that. So we start off simple, just talking about the parts of a circle. All right, so that's what you need to be able to deal with. You need to be able to deal with circumference, radius, and kind of know all the parts of a circle. So start with circles and circumference. So let's talk a little bit about pieces here. So circle, radius, chord, diameter. A circle, by definition, is all the points in a plane that are equidistant from a center. All right, so all the points in a plane equidistant from the center. So how do you name it? It's easy. You draw a little circle, you draw a dot in the middle, and then you name it by its center. So that is literally saying circle C. That's literally what it says. So I'm naming this right here. A radius is a segment with the end points at the center and on the circle. So a radius is something that starts here and goes out. All right, so it's named by, it's a segment, so you would name it like CD or CE or CF. Those would all be considered a radius or a radii. A chord is a segment with the endpoints on the circle. Now the chord just kind of looks like AB here. This would be considered a chord. It's another segment. Now, a diameter is a very, very specific kind of chord. A diameter is going to be a chord that goes through the center. So a circle can have a whole bunch of different chords. The diameter has got to go through the center. So this is still going to be DE. That's how you're going to name it. So it's made up of two, what they call radii. Radii just means more than one radius. So identify each part of the circle below. So I'm going to name this circle P. The radius is going to be either PL or PN. The diameter is going to be LN. And a chord is going to be MN. All right, so that's going to be your main difference. So center, so name it by the center. So that's going to be circle E. The radius can either be EH, EF, or EG. The diameter is going to be HG because it's got to go through the center. And the chord is going to be JK. All right, so that's going to be kind of your big idea. So make sure you got a firm grasp on this vocabulary before you get going. All right, QV is 4. What's the diameter of circle Q? So QV is 4. So that makes this length 4. 4 inches, 4 meters, 4 feet, whatever. Every radius of a circle is the same. So if this is 4, QT is also 4, QU is also 4. All right, so it's always going to be double the radius. So my diameter is going to be 8 units. All right. Now, for number 3, if TU is 14 feet, so this thing is 14 feet, well, the radius is cutting in half, so that makes this 7 and this 7. So the radius has got to be 7 feet. So congruent circles are where the radii are congruent. Concentric circles are circles that have the same center. So you see a couple examples in there. You see a congruent circle and you see concentric circles. Concentric circles start to look like a target. All right. So the intersection of circles. Circles can intersect all sorts of places. They can intersect twice, intersect once, or intersect no times. So that's kind of your situation. So the diameter of circle S is 30 units. The diameter of circle R is 20 units, and DS is 9. Find CD. Okay, so the diameter of circle S is 30. So that means this length is 30. So that means my radius is going to be 15. Now the diameter of circle R is 20 units. So this length is 20, meaning that the radius is 10. So there's a little overlap. But here's the deal. This says that DS is 9 units. So if DS is 9 units and the whole thing has got to be 15 units, that means CD down here has got to be 6. So CD is going to be 6 units. Just a little bit of elimination game there. That's all that is. All right, the diameter is 30, diameter is 20, so cut those in half to get the radius, and off you go. So the diameter of circle X is 22. Okay, so the whole thing is 22. That makes this radius 11. All right, the diameter of circle Y is 16, so that means this whole thing is 16, so the radius is going to be 8, and WZ is 5 units. So this part right here is 5 units. So figure out how big is XY. So how big is this? How big is this? Well, if the radius is 11 and this part is 5, that makes this part 6. The radius of Y, of circle Y, is going to be 8. This is 5. That makes this 3. So XY is going to be nothing more than 6 plus 5 plus 3. All I did was take the fact that this middle part is 5 and subtract it from each radius, and that got me that one and that one. 11 minus 5 is 6, 8 minus 5 is 3. Add those together, 6, 5, and 3, I hope is still 14. There's my answer. Circumference. Circumference is just your distance around a circle. It's like your perimeter of a circle, basically. In words, the circumference C is if a circle equals the diameter times pi or twice the radius times pi. So diameter times pi or double the radius times pi. So find the circumference of circle V if RT is 10. So RT is 10. That means that is my diameter. So the circumference is going to be nothing more than diameter times pi. So 10 times pi is my answer. And believe it or not, 10 pi is going to be your exact answer. All right, 10 pi is going to be your exact answer. Your rounded answer is going to be 10 times whatever your calculator uses for pi. So 10 times whatever pi is in your calculator. So if you literally hit 10 times pi and it gives you that big long ugly decimal that starts with 31.4, that's going to be your answer. 10 times. So it'll be 31.4159 ... That'll be your rounded answer. So find the circumference of a circle with a radius of 2.5 centimeters. Okay, so the radius is 2.5. So I want to take 2.5 times 2 times pi. So 5 pi, it'll be my exact. So my rounded will be 15.7079. There's my answer. So double the radius, multiply by pi. So find the circumference of a circle with a diameter of 16 feet. Once again, diameter times pi is just 16 times pi. There's my answer. So 16 times pi is going to be 50.265. There's my answer. All right. The series of crop circles was discovered in Alberta, Canada on September 4, 1999. The largest of the 3 circles had a radius of 30 feet. Find its circumference. So a radius of 30 feet. So I got to go double the radius times pi. So that means 2 times 30 times pi. So 60 times pi is going to be 188.495 or 496. So about 189 feet walking around that thing. An asteroid hit Earth and created a huge round crater. Scientists measured the distance around the crater at 78.5 miles. What was the diameter of the crater? So distance around, that's actually your circumference. So that means diameter times pi equals 78.5. So divide by pi. So take 78.5 divided by pi. And that's going to give me 24.98. So, if you want to be approximately 25 feet or 25 miles. Find the diameter and radius of a circle to the nearest tenth if the circumference is 65.4 feet. So the circumference is 65.4 feet. So that means your diameter times pi equals 65.4. Divide by pi. So that means my diameter is going to be 20.817. Divide by that by 2, that's my radius, 10.408. There's my answer. All right, so inscribed and circumscribed. Inscribed means that everything is inside of the circle. Circumscribed means that there's a circle. Inscribed means that there's a circle on the inside of a polygon. Circumscribed means the circle's on the outside of the polygon. So inscribed for circle on the inside, circumscribed for circumventing, kind of going around the shape. So this one would be circumscribed. All right, and an inscribed angle would look like this. Circle would look like this. It'd be a circle completely closed in by one of those. So a square with a side length of 9 inches is inscribed in a circle J. Find the exact circumference of circle J. So this is a square. So square, square, square. So find the exact circumference of circle J. So I can still use Pythagorean theorem. So this is going to be, so this is going to be 12.728 inches for a diameter. Diameter is going to be 12.728 times pi for the circumference. All right, all I did was use Pythagorean theorem. 9 squared plus 9 squared equals j squared, not j squared. It'll be the long side squared, so we'll just call that, c squared. So I take the square root of 162, and I get that. Find the exact circumference of circle K. So the exact circumference, so this is 3 square root of 2. These two got to be the same. So this is a 45, 45, 90 situation here. Well, this is going to be x square root of 2. Well, I know it's 3 square root of 2. So that means each side is going to be 3. All right, and you guys can figure that out. You guys can do the work on that. So that's 3 and that's 3. So that means that my diameter is 6. So my exact circumference is going to be 6 pi. Find the exact circumference of a circle with a circumscribed square with sides 10 feet long. So you've got a square, you got a circle that goes around it. Each side is 10 feet long. So 10 squared and 10 squared is going to be 200. So this answer is going to be square root of 200, which is going to be 14. So my exact circumference is going to be 14.14 pi. All right. I know I went through those last two pretty quick, so take a look. Go through them one more time if you need to. Come talk to me if you got questions.